Real quick video. Just getting right into it, giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Rakah Kadash, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, double honors to the apostle, elder, bishops, great millstone. Much salutations to the brothers teaching the word for the hopeful elect, soon to be the elect, most high will, to the hopeful extended elect, Shalom. Blessings, men, women, and children. And this is the end of the world, and people are really getting tired of life in this place. They are, man. They're just getting tired of all even Esau is getting tired of being Esau. I mean, and I'm talking more so the average Edomite, the common Edomite, not the elites. The elites got a prize for themselves. They so to speak, it works as a gift for themselves with the MOTB, the microchip. I mean, it says right here. It says the M chip, another word for C hip, is of critical strategic importance to the United States, acting as the foundation of both national security and economic stability. That's what the beast is of: military might and economic power. NATO being the military, EU being the economic part. North Alliance Treaty Organization and European Union. And America is the cash cow that plays the harlot to rise up on the beast. Through her, riches are, gotten, you know how they came to this land. They robbed this land. They robbed the resources of this land. Raped the villages and homes of our people. Took the gold out of the earth. Took the seed from the stores and took the farming from the fields. That's why you got such thing as farmers market. It shouldn't. And then you go to these little, in the pocket farming marketplaces outside the grocery store, and you buy your food. That should be everywhere. It should be natural food everywhere with seeds still in the fruit. But okay, this is the devil turning things upside down, the whole world upside down, so-called white man. And look, it says, often described as the new oil. Oh, the new oil or new currency of power. It's called the new semiconductors are considered essential for military superiority. This is the man of the sword. It's not talking about Christianity. It's not talking about Israel. And if we can get these Negroes to sin, then we got them. It's talking about this C-hip as the new oil or new currency of power. Semiconductors are considered essential for military superiority, AI development, and the function of modern infrastructure, man. That's what they're moving toward, a new world order. Why is it special to America? National security and defense, the M chips, that's a play word. We like to throw words around. I'm not trying to make a new term, but we just speak in code. So sometimes I use C hip, which comes from the apostles. I use that mainly because they're the greatest example to follow on earth right now. And sometimes I just I thought about the M chip, but they the same thing, man. Don't get it twisted. Power. So C-hip power advanced defense systems, including missiles, aircraft, and intelligent technologies. You think they're worried about anything else? But the U.S. relies on a secure domestic supply of these components to maintain its defense industrial base and avoid vulnerabilities related to foreign dependency, man. It says economic backbone. Well, look at this a lot. Economic backbone. I might just close out after that. Well, get a couple of scriptures on side. Well, this is more informational video. And I'm gonna do another one after this. Semiconductors are integral to nearly all sectors of the American economy, from automobiles, and I'm getting lazy with my words, automobiles, because it ain't that much to say no more, man. It's just the talk is over. It's about something getting ready to happen. From automobiles and consumer electronics to healthcare and data centers. Shortages during the pandemic, for instance, affected over 1% of global GDP, and I forget what that means. Global deficit percentages or something like that. You gotta look it up. And severely impacted the U.S. auto industry. Strategic reshoring. They got the CHIPS Act. I had to look that up. After manufacturing capacity dropped from nearly 40% in 1999 to about 12% in 2022, the U.S. government launched the $50 billion CHIPS and Science Act to boost domestic production. That's a lot of money, $50+ billion, aiming to triple capacity by 2032. That's around the corner. I don't think we're going to get there. Technology leadership. While the U.S. lost manufacturing ground, it remains a leader in chip design. This is the harlot. This is the main. This is the main course of the meal that the Most High is going to eat up with the missiles. This is the focal point right now in here, America. So I'm going to read that again. While the U.S. lost manufacturing ground, it remains a leader in chip design, R&D, and manufacturing equipment. The focus on domestic manufacturing is designed to protect this leadership, particularly against competitors like China. See? Ooh, and how China be on it. Come on, man. China, they got an artificial. They came out with the artificial sun. It probably, most likely it was a hoax. I don't know. I'm not gonna, but they had the robots, and that information in rotation on TikTok. Hey, even Temu was a $6 billion network, if that's the right word to use. They basically own TikTok. I think that's either Japanese owned. But anyway, and then you can see the role the company in M-chip technology specifically provides crucial microcontroller units for aerospace, defense, and automotive industries, which recent federal investments of $162 million aimed at tripling their production in Colorado and Oregon to enhance supply chain resilience. You wonder why Colorado, nobody really talks about that. I think that is mega military bases in Colorado, if I'm not mistaken. Embassies, they're not, and those are the kind of couple of states nobody really talks about. You wonder what's going on in there. Not a lot of traffic, not a lot of talk about Colorado or Oregon. I won't make this long. So you see how important this is to the United States. And I read that just throwing that out there for update information about the CHIP, the MOTB. Um, but this goes along the thread of people just getting tired of how corrupt the government is, the lies, the politics, the games, um, the not being able to trust anything anymore. AI, Most High is flooding this place with that stuff so they can get sick of it. By the time, man, by the time the thing, soon to come, people will be really, literally throwing up. You know, um, like I said, it's like that agent in Matrix. He said, "How do I get out?" He said, "Have you ever looked at it? Have you ever marveled at it?" Talking about and trying to, tending to glorify the Matrix, you know, with thinking about it and embracing it and, having visuals of it. And he was trying to explain to Morpheus, like, yeah, but then he said he was sick of it. He was like, I'm sick of it. I can't stay. He want out. He want to get into Zion, which is, in the mind of Morpheus and the minds of people. And that's true, in the case of the spirit of how the Most High set things up in righteousness, they can't tap into righteousness. Yahweh Shai brought righteousness. He brought it back, so to speak. He renewed righteousness. It wasn't another kind of righteousness. It was still the righteousness of the Most High with His nation, but His nation went off. So Most High came to renew that righteousness with that same nation, but only specific men to represent the foregrounds, the first, for establishment as the first fruits to that kingdom, that righteous kingdom coming. That's all that is. And then, you know, um, so it says, Second Ezra 15:16, for there shall be sedition among men invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their let me just get it right here. And the course of their actions shall stand in their power, man. So you got such things as, you saw the movie Purge. I think they had three or four. Um, what else? You had, Civil War. You had a movie called Civil War. Talks of civil unrest, talks about draft, talks about, how people are in the most confused state than they have ever been. Um, Patriotic spirit, not even there in American citizens no more. Children disobedient to parents. Hey, if the children are disobedient to their own parents, you damn sure they're gonna be disobedient to the the kings and princes of this earth. And just because someone's not labeled a king or prince, that doesn't mean they don't have the power to exercise those same fashions. So Trump would be a king today, modern day Nero, if you will. This is the last leg of Rome, the reinventing, so to speak, a stab at the reinventing of Rome. The last leg, the renewing of Rome through a new world order system. Um, so they're not gonna call it Rome, and who knows? What if they did? What if they just Most High put the spirit on them to call this the new Rome? But that's too what you call it? That's too revealing. But at this point, who cares? Like they don't care if people know about them anymore. They ready to do this course. They ready to get this on because they get tired too, and the elites they're dying. I mean, they're losing, and they can't come up with anything to preserve themselves to live longer because they all want to see this power, this new world order come about, um, and they try to live long enough to have that, to see it. So they're really just like, hey, they don't want anything to pass anymore. They just want to let's go ahead and do it. So, and they know what's coming. They know the backlash. They know what the prophets are saying. Don't they know the Bible is based on truth? And they studied the kingdoms in the Bible. They studied the Babylon Empire. They studied the Greek Empire and so forth, the Roman Empire and all that. Persian. They studied all that. A lot of their strength comes from bits and pieces of each of those kingdoms, mainly Egypt, which really wasn't known to be an empire or whatever. We had power within Egypt, even being captive in Egypt. We often took over. We took over the land of Canaan. We often, you know, took over those Hamites. Like David killed, he slew his 10,000s Philistines, and so you know only I think little bits and pieces of Egypt, which they study today in Egyptology, do they take from and exercise those things because you know um, even all these nations not coming from any moral background. I mean, the moral background is basically us. That's where they get a lot of their spiritual know-how or spiritual, what do you call it, um, intuition from, I guess you would say. Um, so, you know, now that people are seeing the powers uh, swaying, wavering, and all that, they gonna take power in their own hands. Hey, damn, Trump, they making seeing the decision Trump is making. They be like, hey, he ain't got it all together. You know, see Biden, he was almost. They took him to a room he didn't even know where he was, and getting on and off the plane, going to different cities, maybe countries, states, countries. He don't know a lot of what was going on. I mean, um, so and the Most High said he would confuse them too. But anyway, yeah, Satan against Satan. That's what's happening, man. And once that, it says a house divided against itself shall not stand. So once that house is breaking down, and what do people do when the house is breaking down and collapsing? They run out the building so they don't want to get crushed. They save. They worry about themselves. They don't worry about a man next to them so much or deep into the house. They want to, and that's what they want to do. They want to escape reality, and they do so by arming themselves, protecting, the family with them at the time, and basically by any means necessary. Same thing that Malcolm X used to say. Matthew 12 and 26. And if Satan casts out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? See, Satan got a kingdom. Satan means adversary. So these things are played out on the earth. And people see it. People are watching. Eyes are everywhere. Spirits are being open to what's going on. They don't have to so much get the truth, but they get what's going on in the world. Most High, reveal certain things in them to where they can put two and two together like, oh man, this is not good. The world is in it. But they still may hate us, cuss us out, because you preaching racism, but this whole world is falling apart, man. You got Epstein files, you got known pedophiles within the industry. This big, everybody knows about Hollywood. Nobody, and they don't destroy Hollywood. They don't send the military in to capture Hollywood, put it under subjection. Um, so, you know, it's a lot going on, man. But, especially when they come out with that, like the apostles, elders say, like, a lot of people are not going to be down with that, with the sea help, man. A lot of people are going to rebel, you know? So that's a part of that insurrection, that, sedition among men and invading one another, neighbor against neighbor. One people should fight against another people, And the smart thing to do, and the human brain knows this, the smart thing to do at the time of trouble is to gather, to gather in strength, numbers. And we don't go by numbers. Most High told us not to. But as the the carnal world, they do. They be like, well, or anybody that's willing to be on their team for more power, more substance in the time of trouble, more strength. It even says in the scriptures, two is stronger than one, but one can pull another one out the hole, and the third is not quickly broken. Paraphrasing. So you'll see a lot of people gathering together in groups, which they're called militias a lot of times, or insurgents, and these just like those, they put it on the news with them Taliban groups and all that, and the what was that other one called, man? I can't think of it. I don't want to waste really any more time. Anyway, hopefully it was edifying. Till the next video. Shalom.